Hey, we got sound. All right. Let's try this conversation again.
We do? Do we have sound?
Hey,
Ah, there you are. Yay, we do have sound.
I have sound. Gotta love it. Got to love it. All right. So, what you see here. All right. Let me shut my door because my kids are kind of loud. All right. So, you can hear me pretty well on Clubhouse. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be using as my cover page, and then it would.
I'm not there.
I'll wait for
What is your YouTube?
PNG Creates.
Oh yeah.
Yep, PNG Creates. This is this is what I'm we're getting ready to do. We're getting ready to have a all women's community where we will be able to sit and design, teach budgeting. I'm eventually have a lane come in there every now and again. You know, phone a friend, let them know how amazing that they are, things of that nature. But that's what this is for. That's what this group is. So this is my layering. I am not a fond advocate of pink, but when I am reaching out to the masses, this pink makes sense. Pink, you know, most women gravitate towards pink because they know it's directed for them. The pennies in the back, like you can see it here, I made it faded because anything bigger than that, it looks weird. Like you can come up here on the upper right hand corner, like myself and Julie were speaking about earlier, and locking it. Like I could lock the background and then lock the stuff that's on it. Like this is double layered. This is two different types of background that was created. So you can easily lock it. And in the upper right hand corner, you can see where the lock button is. And it doesn't matter what I do, and I can move everything and that will not be moved. Same thing as if I wanted to make this even smaller and throw it in the back. As soon as I move it to where I think I want it, I would lock it. And then you can still move everything else around it. This is when you get yourself into layering so that you don't confuse yourself. That's also called grouping, which you just saw. You would take the left side of your mouse, create these lines. My lines are purple, yours may be blue. Bring it up, and that's called grouping. In the right hand corner, you can see it says group, and you can just move it wherever you want. So without, like if you want to, like this will eventually be a shirt. So with this being a possible shirt, it's all one thing. You can leave it grouped. You can just group it and say group. And so anytime I move that, this whole thing moves. So it would just be the template for a group. So hopefully that helped too. So that penny is locked. Come up here on the right, unlock my penny. Put my penny on the side. Make them large again. And there you go. So layering is really helpful when you happen to have these type of designs. Someone have a question?
Yep, me, Julie. So yeah, I know how to group and how to lock. I know when to use grouping, and I use it all the time. When would you actually lock? Because locking, it locks the entire page. What is the need for that?
Locks whatever you have highlighted. It doesn't lock the entire page. So say I was making several things with this background, just the pink and the penny type things, right? So I would do this. So I would lock, since it's highlighted. I'm not sure if you guys can really see the purple. There's a purple line around the edging. You see that? Can you see the highlight at the bottom? It's purple.
I can't see it.
That's why I said I figured you probably can't.
Oh yeah, very lightly. I'm seeing it now. Yes.
Okay. So I would lock that. I can add a page, and in my add the page. Wow. Oh, that's because I'm in the website form. Dang nabbit. Horrible example when you're in the wrong format. That's because I was getting ready to make this a web page. So let's do this. If you're in the pro, you can do resize. What do I want to make this? I do my usual presentation. I can copy and resize it and then come back and make it a website, because I want that to be a whole movement within itself. All right, so here we go.
I do have a question.
Sure.
Because you're on the desktop app. Do you find it easier to use the desktop app or does it matter whether you're using desktop or doing it from there?
I am a personal lover of the desktop. Are we speaking versus a laptop, or are we saying versus our phones?
No, versus because you can download the desktop version to your computer, or you can use it straight from the web. That's what I mean. Do you prefer using the?
I use it straight from the web. I don't take the extra step. I mean, I have you see the option comes up, but I just use it straight from the web. It really saves exactly the same. If my kids have my computer crowded, so until I get to the point of scrubbing this thing off, I'll safely leave it in the web format and go from there.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. So, Julie, in the sense of like if you did add a page is just going to give you the basic background color. But if you do the duplicate, like if you locked it, let's just say we'll lock it here because it's highlighted, locked, and you duplicate the page, you can get rid of all this and you don't have to worry about anything else. Like, just get rid of it. You know what I mean? And that is the only thing that I found easier. Like, I don't have to keep redoing the background. The background's exactly the same because it's locked. So there's nothing. So if you were doing like a PowerPoint presentation, or you had certain shapes and certain spaces and you want to stay uniformed, locking it and then just duplicating the page and take the first one off and keep going would be amazing. Because then you're, like say you're doing something brand specific. Or again, like I stated with the actual symbols, that is an excellent way for us to kind of stay uniform. So like I can't even think of something else. We'll just use some examples on the left. Because I took a bunch of penny pictures that I didn't like. So we'll just say if I was describing something, and you can use the penny, and if I didn't want another penny on my next one, you know what I mean? It's like you just don't have to move your background. That's the biggest part of the lock. If you wanted to have something in this and it was locked, but you only wanted to change one simple thing out of it, you don't have to recreate it again. It's already in there and it's just keep moving. That is my love of the lock button. People may have different versions as to why they use the lock button, but for me, in the sense of layering, keeping everything uniformed, especially brand specific, if you're creating for yourself or someone else, that's the best form of the lock, in my eyes. So hopefully that helped. But I enjoy layering. I can't say it enough. Cannot say it enough. Layering, I've done. I'll show you some things. That's the website. That was just because that has no merit. So like this one here, this is a simple so like here is a great, like if you're doing, say you're doing daily, my daughter moved this wasn't over there. Say you're doing daily affirmations and you have something for your brand that is specific. This would be something that layering can do. I don't know if you can really see it. I can make it brighter, but in the back, you can see that it's locked up here so that I can keep writing on top of it. We also was able to make a duplicate and got rid of all the writing, but kept the background the same to keep the template the same. So I can unlock it so that I can make it brighter. So the transparent, like see, that's what the money looks like in the back. That looks very gaudy. So you can just make it fade just enough so you have an additional image in the back, and then you can just lock it And you can also, do other little things with it. So you can layer on top of it. Things don't move. Things like that. What else have I layered? This one's a layer. I do a lot of stuff for churches. This one's layered. This is like, yes.
So, yeah, the question for today.
Sure.
What makes you choose layering as opposed to making it a part of the background? So not layering it, but locking the image as opposed to putting the image in the background or making the image stand in the background.
One more time, just so I can make sure I understood what you're saying.
So,
Because you,
you have. Can you hear me?
yeah, for some reason you sound far away.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
How
I
about
don't know. It
now?
could be me. Let me do this. Now say something.
No.
Yep, there you go. Now say that once
Is that
again.
better?
No, it was on my end. I apologize.
Oh no, not at all. So, you have the choice to make the image in the background.
Correct.
Why do you, what is the benefit of locking the background versus making it a background, if that makes sense?
It depends on in my case, it would depend on what your background is. So in this one, that's not what I wanted to do. So let's just duplicate this page so I can play around with it and it won't disturb it. So if for some reason, let's remove these ladies. All right. Let's remove all of this goodness right here. And then I'll explain to you why it could be beneficial to do it differently. Oh, it's locked. Tell you I lock up just about everything. It just makes it easy. So like here is two different pictures. Okay. Let me get this undone. So I have a film over top of it. Now the film is deleted. So say you wanted this picture, right? It's a nice diverse picture. The pictures move. So maybe it's a corner of it that you don't want disturbed. So say I just wanted to, let's detach it. Say for some odd reason, I only wanted just these two ladies, right? Then I can make them on the end and you lock them instead of making them a background. Like you can only do it in a certain section. You can't make it bigger. That's it. But if I did them as a background, they get expanded all across the page. Like you can't make it smaller. Like say it was something small, you just wanted her strong on her chest. You can't expand it and put it in type of your design. Let me try a different example. How about that?
Okay, I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah, I see whereas if I took the image and I just wanted that one out, if it's locked, I can't move it. But if it's not locked, I can expand it out.
Correct.
Makes perfect sense. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Gotcha.
I was trying to find a different one. Because what tends to happen is you'll find an image that you will absolutely love, but you only want a part of an image. And then that's when you have to, you have to try to get to a point where, excuse me, you have to figure some stuff out. Like, so let's see in this one.
Yes. And I've done that before. So I just wanted to know what your thoughts were on the benefits of that. So thank you.
Oh, you're more than welcome. That's why we do Q&A. So like, I don't know, like if I wanted, what would I want out of him? Say if I just wanted his hand for some reason. And it's also, when you have certain images actually allow you to do the manual crop. And then you can make that part larger. You get what I mean? Like say we only wanted for some reason his hand and his watch in our image. We already know that this picture is bigger, but we can then expand on it and we can move it how we want, or it could be a Father's Day something and you fade him into the background to be a part of the image, but we know it's bigger than just what we cropped.
Right.
And if you did replace background,
Gotcha.
you see like you can't see the knuckles, you can't see the watch anymore. You've missed what the point was that you wanted. Something like that.
Yes, I see. Thank you for that.
More than. That's why we're doing this. Well, that's an interesting picture. Very interesting picture. Well, anyway, Canva has a lot of interesting pictures. Last week we talked about different apps that we use within Canva. A lot of them you do have to subscribe to now. Not necessarily financially, but you do have to log in and give your email address and things like that. So, yeah, I do layering for a lot of things. This is a symbol they had on a different picture. I uploaded the picture, cropped what I needed out of it, and this is how I got their logo. This was a lady. She's sitting, see, she's all over the place. She's above a lot of stuff. So I can put her where I need her to be. Same as we saw that this was just a regular picture. I just blew it up as the background, but then I chose a color background to be the shadow over top of them. And then this is just another young lady that's actually bigger in picture. You can see how much her stuff is off the screen. And we just kept her down here. And then you have your different text boxes and symbols. Canva has gotten a lot better with the symbols that they use for different applications that are out in the world now. So like for Zoom, they have stuff. They even have some insurance companies, which is I thought was funny. There was an insurance company called Duck, I think it was. Duck Icon or something like that, but I'll never get the name right. But they had their icon. They have your usual like Spotify and other companies like that. So if you're doing something for other publications, don't be afraid to type it in there, because more likely it's in there. And my rule of thumb also, if you can't find what you want, try to use a different word for it. Like one of the examples I use is border.
Aflac that you're looking for? Aflac?
Aflac, I believe it was a car insurance.
Oh, because you said duck, I thought of Aflac. I don't know why.
How about if I spelled it right?
What are you trying to look for? Are you looking for ducks?
No. There used to be a duck car insurance, and I cannot.
Yeah, that was with Aflac.
No, that's actually what's the name insurance? Aflac. That's just a regular like not mallard, but white duck. This was some kind of
Duck something, yeah.
It was a car insurance. Y'all gonna make me look crazy. It's a car insurance that had a duck.
Yeah, Aflac.
No, not car. Aflac's not car. Aflac's not your car. Aflac is like accidental health. Anyway, I don't want us to go that far into it.
No, you were right. I'm looking it up.
Yeah, it's a duck. It's a duck. He's like
Me too.
yellow. He's yellow. His background is like orange, white, and something is like a circle. I can't think of what he was, but he was under here, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, you guys rock. Like, you have like the dumbest icons under here for companies you would have never thought. So let's see. Popular. While y'all look that up. Popular icons. Look, see? Let's see. I don't know where these cows come in at. But it's a
Trucking insurance. It's a blue duck wearing a TD cap.
But it's no, he's not blue. He's yellow. Oh, watch! I'm gonna catch such a Tourette's later, and I'm gonna be like,
okay, found it. Fiesta Auto Insurance and Tax Services.
who? No.
It's a duck. Fiesta Auto Insurance.
It's not Fiesta. Oh, I'm gonna catch such a Tourette's. I'm gonna catch such a.
You have me cracking up saying that. I'm gonna catch such a Tourette. You need help.
Because I know what's gonna.
There's only so many duck insurances out there.
Exactly, and that's why I said like I would see it on billboards, and I'm like, oh wow. And then when I was sitting around playing on Canva, I was like, oh my God, like why do they have this? Like, who is actually doing their publications? Like, so you see Spotify.
And you're sure it was an actual duck?
Yeah, I know it was a duck.
Not a swan or something. You sure it wasn't like Sesame Street?
I'm done. I am so done right now.
Watch. As soon as we get done this, I'm going to catch full Tourette's and I'm going to yell out.
We are on like really on a duck hunt.
Oh, wait. I just seen it. Duck, duck, go. See? Don't do that to me, y'all. Let me see if I can.
It was, I mean, I looked at that too. What is duck, duck,
There it is. See? Duck, duck, go.
I am so, we need help. Oh my God.
And I could not understand why we have DuckDuckGo under here. Like, what were we designing that DuckDuckGo?
I'm laughing.
See? DuckDuckGo. Why is he under here? But he's under here.
That's not insurance. That's a search engine, isn't it?
No, he's a. Oh, y'all want me
This
to?
thing says DuckDuckGo is now a default search engine option in Chrome.
Get out of here.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Tired of being tracked down online? We can help take control of your data online.
Lord glory.
Yep.
I thought he was insurance the whole. See? So, because I'm like Affleck. I'm like, it's not Affleck. I knew it wasn't that. I could have swore it was. Oh, because what is Business Mobile? All right. So either way, we found DuckDuckGo.
That is so funny.
We found DuckDuckGo. My Tourette's is over. Because I know I would have caught it. I'd have been like, what is
Well,
it?
was that a waste of 10, 15 minutes of all of our
I'm sorry. I threw you in the rabbit hole with me. I apologize. That's why I said, no, I'm trying to keep going. But you guys went straight to this because that's who we are as women. We go straight for the, let me help. Let me figure this out because it's not going to beat us. And that's what happened.
Give them
That would have lived rent-free in our heads until we figured it out. That's why we did it.
Okay, so for anyone who has joined us late, there is a difference between Affleck, DuckDuckGo, and DuckDuckGo.
Oh my God.
Ah.
That is so funny.
Well, I'm glad I can make your day. That's all I can say to that. Just make your day. But these are some other things I have toyed with, making calendars, making spreadsheets, and this was one of my biggest layering jobs right here. Because it has so many lock positions and not the cup. Glory, not the mug. I gotta find the original. But anywho, layering is fun. Layering that's a conversation that we've had. Layering is honestly like your best friend. It really is, because when you can't find what you want, it is. That's not layering. That's just corners. Things.
Yeah, I had to do that, and you want to talk about layering? I had so a client of mine had. So it's a women's app that is coming out, lady. So it's called Sestra Now. So it's a woman. I can tell you because it's coming out. It's called Sestra Now. It's all things women.
Awesome.
And it's for anybody, whether you have a business or not. It's going to be great and touching women all over the world. But what happened was her app developer created these. The app developer layered the different images for the different windows within the app. So the way he did it, though, was layered it and then layered it with shadows, and then layered it with other people. And so every time, so I decided, loving Canva, if you update, you upload a PDF, sometimes it'll break it apart so that you can use the elements, which is what I did. But there was so many layers. I had to drag that thing like several times to catch everything in one image, and I was able to do that. But but the crazy thing is, even when I locked it, I still, like, every time I go to move it, I've got to layer, lock,
Yes.
lock,
Yes.
and then move it.
Yes.
But it came out great. It came out great. I have like multiple layers. I have women in the background and the strip with this thing, and yeah. So it can become something, that is for sure.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, to me, grouping and locking, or whatever you call it, is essential when I have to move from one size to the next, because when I do a book cover, there are different retailers that have different size requirements. So I'll lock it on one screen, just copy paste it over to the other, have it locked, and then I'll drag it to make it larger, and everything stays in the same ratio.
Yep. Great reasons. Good reasons.
So you got to answer. This is completely off of layering. But if I
That's
don't
all right.
answer this question, I will split my mind, because I've been trying to figure this out. So, images in Canva. So I want to create something.
Okay.
But there's some great images in Canva that I want to use, and if I use someone's image from Canva, because I just don't understand the licensing, always just, I'm not clear.
I understand.
So if I create something and I use an image in Canva, like, just like to drag it out and use parts or whatever, what is the licensing behind that if I sell it?
It would depend on how you are using the licensing. I mean the item. If you're printing if you're just using something, say you're, I don't know. Okay. I don't know if you can look at my screen. It's going to come up.
I'm looking at your screen. I'm literally looking at it right now.
So this is a book cover that I created. If I was actually creating this as a full-fledged book, I can only make a certain amount of copies, because up to like 500, like actually 499 basically copies, without having to go through a different type of licensing to mass produce this, because these images do not belong to me. These images I did not create and form myself. These are actually images that someone else licensed, they paid for, they added, there you go, they added to Canva's collection. And because I have the pro account, I have open usage of them for a personal use. So if I'm making just say a post, things like that, I can use it all day, no worries. I start making this right. You can actually sell this stuff, but it's how you sell it. So if I'm making, say, a PDF using this template right here, I'm fine, because it's a PDF. It's not a physical hard like book, something tangible. Oh man, I'm explaining it wrong, but I know what I'm trying to say out my mouth. If you went if you took this picture, you made a book with Julia, and Canva's like, look, these are my pictures. You have to pay our artist to now make it no royalties to it, because you paid him for his image. Then you can do it all over the place. But because you have not, you only a limit up to a certain number for these images. That's why most people go on like Shutterstock or something like that and pay the $1 for the image, because now you have all rights to make 500 and more of that particular item.
Understood. So that if I use my own item,
oh man, yes,
do what I want.
Yes. If you create, like, if I knew I can't draw worth a lick, but if I could draw, if I had my sketch pad, which I do own one, because I do a lot of, I write in calligraphy, and so I'll take my image and I'll write in calligraphy, and then I'll post it on stuff, or I'll sell it to people, something custom. Then, like, say if I could draw and I drew her, she's mine. All I'm then using now is just the backgrounds that came. Like, these are all different little pieces. This is not all one background. Like, there's an elephant, there's giraffes here. This isn't even a full sword. This is not something that was already in her hand. There's backgrounds here. There's trees up here. The birds don't belong. Like, so this is heavy layering. You know? So at that point, you'd have to be mindful as to what you have. Certain things with the fonts. Certain fonts you're not able to just go and push out so far. It comes a little dicey. You want to just make sure you follow their protocols. They will let you, if you start grabbing certain things, it'll tell you royalty free, which means you can go ahead and do your thing. And then some things they would like you to pay for. You just have to be mindful of it, because it'll tell you pay the artist. Like, this is what this artist created. If it was something in there that you wanted from him, I'm not sure what his licensing issue is, but you can go at the bottom of the home page, I believe. Excuse me, the bottom of the home page, and it'll give you their rules. I don't know, I got so much. Placing and pricing. Dooba 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 doo. Watch me not find it in a timely manner. Business, build your brand. I can't think offhand.
I'll go look.
Yeah, I'm about to say, but the concept is there is something that tells you about their licensing. I would look underneath the help center.
No, I have seen that. But I just, still wanted to make sure that I understood, because I want to create something, and I want it to be digital, so it doesn't even have to. But maybe I'll do like you said, or maybe I'll just go to Shutterstock and just buy it.
Just buy. Yes, most of them are like like, if you don't have to buy the whole subscription, unless you know for a fact you are buying boatloads of them. Right. Like, if you know that's going to be your steady place to buy them, then yeah, I would do that. I would definitely purchase it. That way you have your receipt for it. If anything happened, like when we made this particular book cover, I wound up finding out that the picture, the sky in the back, was all day royalty free. I did my research. I did my due diligence, because I didn't know how much my author was going to actually sell. And I didn't need her caught up in anything if her book sold over a certain amount on Amazon, or she sold a certain amount in a court win. I just didn't, like, you want to protect yourself at all costs when it comes to art images in that manner.
Right.
So that's what I said. Like, this was my vision board. I need to have done a vision board party using Canva so people can use it differently instead of trying to cut up paper. I don't like the cut up paper thought. But, like, this is layers. But this is using the grids in Canva. Like, this is my book. This is other things that I like. And this is just, pictures that actually Canva happened to have, except for this picture here of the car. And the house. I uploaded them. And maybe this picture up here too. I don't think they had that. But it's the fact that you can upload certain things. This is for personal use. So it's not like it is a issue. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Thank you. You have answered an abundant amount of questions.
You're more than welcome. But this is getting ready to be my heart, my pretty pennies. I'm trying to make this a worldwide movement where we have other women come together, learn how to save money, whether it be through not necessarily couponing, because I know a lot of people get frustrated easy, but at least change the mindset of how you use your money. Learning some budgeting tips, learning how to save towards actually going on a trip that you want to go to, how to get that rainy day fund started. Things of that nature. I'm not going to teach you investing, because investing is very personal. I'm not doing that one. But I'll teach you everything else I know. Because I like to save money. I wake up in the morning thinking about it. And, we go from there. But are there any other questions I could try to help you out while we are still live? Don't everybody answer at once.
I think I asked everybody's questions, see?
That is absolutely
I'm
fine.
so tempted to ask a duck question right now.
So a duck question. Hey, go! I dare you to ask a duck question. I dare you.
Who's your favorite, Daffy, Donald, or Duck Trucking Duck?
Oh, my favorite duck would be Donald.
Oh, because he's sweet. I like Daffy.
Because he can't talk.
Just,
I like him because he can't talk. He tries.
Donald can't talk?
Donald cannot talk. He tries his best. Anyway, that's poor thing. He tries his best. That's all I can say.
He's a sweet one.
Yes, he tries his best.
I do have a very quick question.
Sure.
Sometimes when let's see, it looks perfect on the screen, whatever I've, layered, done, so forth, and then I'll, export it to PNG, JPEG, or whatever, and objects and things will move. Now, I have not locked them together, and that might resolve it now that I'm thinking about it. And I was wondering if anyone else had ever encountered that, and if so, how to resolve it, short of locking it.
So we're talking about the download options.
Yes. Has anyone else ever encountered that, where you export it or you do share, download, couldn't think of the term, do download, and then when you get your graphic, your JPEG, your PNG, whatever, things have moved. It's not how you had it lined up on your screen.
I have not had that happen.
I had that happen one time.
Really?
And I cannot recall why. I do have that happen.
I do know if text is involved, if I haven't given enough extra space on either side of the text in terms of that text field, it will do some things with the text. But I think I've also seen objects sometimes move. I'm not definite about that.
I've had it happen, not with a PNG. I've had them happen with a PDF once before. And I'm trying to remember, and I remember it gave me a fit, and I kept deleting it and going back, and I'm just trying to remember what was the reason behind it. And it was something really simple, but then it was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Fixed it, and it was good. But I cannot remember what it is currently.
I get it. All right. I'm going to end this.
Okay, thank you for trying.